بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وتفقد الطير فقال ما لي لا أرى الهدهد أم كان من الغائبين. Respected elders and brothers, mothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. We are on Surah Al-Naml, which is the 27th surah of the Quran, and it is in the 19th juz. Today we are starting with the 20th ayat. Last week we were talking about Dawood and Sulaiman alayhi salam, and the fact that Allah Ta'ala had preferred them over many people with special ulum, special knowledges. Dawood alayhi salam will do later on in other portions of the Quran the great ulum and great knowledges that he was given. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala here talks more about Sulaiman alayhi salam. And Sulaiman alayhi salam was blessed with the speech of the animals, that he was able to understand and communicate with the animals. And also, Allah Ta'ala gave him great riches in which he had a great army. And in that army, he was able to control the animals and also control the demons or the jinns. And of course, he had the human beings in that army as well. Then Allah Ta'ala talked about a small portion of this story, which was the story of the ant, and this is why the surah has been named An-Naml, in which Sulaiman alayhi salam was with his army and they were traveling, and of course a large army, thousands, and the horses. So they were going across a valley which was full of the colonies of ants, and one of the ants from amongst them had screamed out to the other ants that be careful, go inside your houses or go reach safety, because Sulaiman alayhi salam is coming with his army and they should not stomp on you and squish you without even knowing. Sulaiman alayhi salam heard this and he smiled in wonderment at this ant, and we had mentioned also one of the reasons why here, and also the reason why in other parts of the Quran Allah Ta'ala has mentioned people who are not anbiya or animals, and usually it was connection with some type of hidayat or fikr of deen, of the religion, or some type of fikr and worry, and that's what they say about the ant. Mufassirin have mentioned that this ant, it worried for its people and it warned its people, like the anbiya used to warn their people about the fires of Jahannam. So therefore Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put this ant in the Quran for us to recite till the day of Qiyamah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala after that showed again that Sulaiman alayhi salam, every time there was a manifestation of this beautiful ni'mah and blessing he had been given, of great knowledge and of being able to speak to animals and do miraculous things that other people weren't able to do. So instead of being prideful and boasting about it, Allah Ta'ala gave Sulaiman alayhi salam the beautiful acts of shukr and gratification, and he would be thankful for everything that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave him. And we mentioned and we heard about the dua that he made after that. رَبِّ أَوْزِعْنِي أَنْ أَشْكُرَ نِعْمَتَكَ الَّتِي أَنْعَمْتَ عَلَيَّ وَعَلَى وَالِدَيَّ وَأَنْ أَعْمَلَ صَالِحًا تَرْضَاهُ وَأَدْخِلْنِي بِرَحْمَتِكَ فِي عِبَادِكَ الصَّالِحِينَ. Group me amongst the pious people. Make me have good a'mal. Let me have good deeds. Give me the ability to be thankful for those ni'mats that you've given me. And of course, the ni'mat of my parents also, which you have given me as well. So, carrying on now, as Sulaiman alayhi salam continues with his army. So now we move to the story of the Queen of Sheba or the Queen of Saba, which is an incredible story, and it will inshallah cover the next couple of pages. Sulaiman alayhi salam was traveling with his large army, and Sulaiman alayhi salam, as it's done with armies, and as it's totally permissible and recommendable to do in schools and organized organizations, that we should always make sure that everyone who's supposed to be there is attending. and is there. We call it hadri, attendance. Everybody should be known whether they are there or not. So this has been proven in the Quran, and this is something also that Sulaiman alayhi salam would do also, and he would check and make sure in such a large army, sometimes I cannot see everybody, it shouldn't be such that somebody is missing or somebody has strayed away or purposely is not here and being lazy. So وَتَفَقَّدَ الطَّيْرَ, Sulaiman alayhi salam, he checked the bird and he wanted to see, tafakkud. He wanted to check and see whether he was there. And فَقَالَ مَا لِيَ لَا أَرَى الْهُدْهُدْ, what is this, or what is wrong with me? I do not see hudhud. Hudhud is the name of a bird, and in English we call it the hoopoe bird. It's still around now. You can buy a hoopoe bird or you can watch them and see them. They are very beautiful looking birds. They usually have a mohawk looking type of thing. Their beak is very, very thin, which the Mufassirin have mentioned that because his beak was very thin, so this bird was allocated for a job of going down and finding water. Of course, he had a large army. Sometimes they were traveling over deserts and things like this. So he would go ahead. Sulaiman alayhi salam, of course, flew also. So he would go down to the ground and look where there was water and put his beak in there and find where the water was. And we know that the hoopoe bird also is very fond of earthworms. They always go and they are looking, and if there's an earthworm in the ground somewhere, in a large ground, they'll find it. They will find it and they dig it out. And we'll talk about it. It has a little bit of connection with the way the bird speaks to Sulaiman alayhi salam. So Sulaiman alayhi salam says first, مَا لِيَ لَا أَرَى, which is again another lesson for us, in regards to the mind frame of Sulaiman alayhi salam and our mind frame. He was taking the attendance and seeing that the bird wasn't there, but all of a sudden he didn't say that this bird is bad, why he's not here. First thing he said was, Mali, what's wrong with me? Maybe I can't see him. Maybe he's somewhere I haven't found him. Maybe I overlooked him. First thing, he's looking towards himself. So this is the lesson for us also, that whenever we have interaction with others and it seems to be someone has done something wrong or erred, the first thing we should think is about our own selves. That maybe we have misunderstood the situation and maybe we are evaluating it wrong. So first thing it says, La ara hudhud. I don't see hudhud. I don't see the hoopy bird. Where is he? He's not around and we are taking attendance. Everyone's supposed to be here. Am kana min al-ghaibin. Then his second notion and his second thought is maybe possibly he is from amongst those who are not present. Ghaib. He's absent. And if he's absent for no reason, then like the doctor says or the teacher say, right, you have to come bring a note. When you come next day, you better have an excuse if you're going to be absent. We know we all go to work. Absentees have to have some type of excuse. So that's why after this, Sulaiman alayhi salam says, لَأُعَذِّبَنَّهُ عَذَابًا شَدِيدًا أَوْ لَأَذْبَحَنَّهُ أَوْ لَيَأْتِيَنِّي بِسُلْطَانٍ مُبِينٍ. He says that if he doesn't have an excuse, لَأُعَذِّبَنَّهُ عَذَابًا شَدِيدًا, I will punish him very severely. Punish him very severely. The ulama say that it's possible, الذبح, he might slaughter him. It's an animal. It's not like he's a human being. He's an animal. So if the animal disrespect, slaughter him and eat him. Wallahu alam. It's possible also he may clip his wings. Do something because he doesn't want anyone disrespecting or being disloyal. He's a prophet of Allah Ta'ala. So it's possible I might punish him, a very severe punishment. He's supposed to be here. He knows what he's supposed to do. أَوْ لَأَذْبَحَنَّهُ, that's basically what it says. Or I will slaughter him. So either I'll clip his wings or I'll slaughter him. أَوْ لَيَأْتِيَنِّي, or he can come to me. لَيَأْتِيَنِّي بِسُلْطَانٍ مُبِينٍ, with a it's okay. Little start time, I guess. أَوْ لَيَأْتِيَنِّي بِسُلْطَانٍ مُبِينٍ, or he can bring to me a clear proof. Bring his chitti, right? Bring his letter. Where you been? Or bring his proof and show that for some reason I was here, I was there. This is the reason why I was not present. So Sulaiman alayhi salam was not very happy about him not being there, and he wanted some type of explanation on why he wasn't. All of a sudden now Hudhud comes back, and he's not gone for very long. Allah Ta'ala says, فَمَكَثَ غَيْرَ بَعِيدٍ فَقَالَ أَحَطْتُ بِمَا لَمْ تُحِطْ بِهِ وَجِئْتُكَ مِنْ سَبَإٍ بِنَبَإٍ يَقِينٍ. Hudhud comes after a couple of minutes, and he says, فَمَكَثَ غَيْرَ بَعِيدٍ. He was delayed only a little bit. غَيْرَ بَعِيدٍ, he was delayed غَيْرَ بَعِيدٍ, not for long, just for a little bit. فَقَالَ أَحَطْتُ, and he said after that, أَحَطْتُ بِمَا لَمْ تُحِطْ بِهِ. I have descended, or I have come to know. Ahattu means to actually surround something, to know something completely. So I have come to know something which you don't know. I've come to know something which you don't know. وَجِئْتُكَ مِنْ Saba, and I have come to you from the land of Saba. بِنَبَإِ يَقِينٍ, with a true story, with a true news. So what happened with this Hudhud? He went down and he found a nation of people which Sulaiman alayhi salam had not found yet. There's also ishara here, the ulama have said, that this shows the great humbleness of Sulaiman alayhi salam. That Sulaiman is one who understands the languages of the animals. He has a large army, he's a king, he has riches, but yet still he's willing to learn something from a creature which is lower than him. So Sulaiman alayhi salam did not seem to look at this as something bad. And Hudhud said that I know something that you don't know. He's flying around. He's flying by himself. And he came upon this nation of people which we call Qawmi Saba. And this is a true story. So now the bird basically is giving his excuse. Why I have been late and why I'm not here. And I have some news and a new nation. And with the new nation, Sulaiman alayhi salam now knows and his eyes open up, and this is a nation that we can call to Islam after this. Because that was his main purpose, to call them towards Islam. Qawmi Saba, in Quran also we have another surah which is called Saba. Right? Talks about the people of the dam. Later on we'll do that, Surah to Saba. Saba historically is a kingdom that differed in its areas. It always was amongst the Yemeni area. It stretched sometimes all the way to Hadhrul Maut, which is in Yemen. And even at its end stages, it became so big that it went into Africa also, parts of West Africa. There's another people which are mentioned in the Quran, and when we get there, we'll do them about them also. They're called Qawmi Tubba. And Qawmi Tubba are basically the last portion of the Qawmi Saba. There's basically three stages of the Qawmi Saba. One is what we call the Makaribi Saba, the kingdoms of Saba. And that was from 1100 BC to 550 BC, before Christ, before Jesus. 1100 years before Jesus, up until 550 years before Jesus. This is the time of who we call the Queen of Saba. This happened at that time. Time of Dawood alayhi salam and Sulaiman alayhi salam. This was the kingdom that they had, which was in Yemen. Then you had from 550 all the way to 116 BC. 550 all the way to 116, 100 years around before Isa alayhi salam. And this is what we call Mulki Saba, also called the kingdoms of Saba. And this was where the dam of Saba took place, where later on in the Quran we'll do it. This is where that took place. And then from 300 CE to 525 CE, after Isa alayhi salam. And those are also the Qawmi Saba. And in the Quran they mention Qawmi Tubba. Later on when we do it, we'll do Qawmi Tubba. Tubba comes from the word Taba'un, which means to follow, meaning they had stretched all the way from Yemen, and they took over even parts of Jaziratul Arab, and even in Africa, they even took over, and this is what we call Tubba. Then they were all these people were followed, and it became a very large kingdom. And some of them were Muslims, Qawmi Tubba. When we get there, we'll explain it. We have enough stuff over here to grasp. So this was the first part of the Qawm Saba. So he found these people and he's saying, I'm bringing a true news about them. I'm going to tell you what I saw these people doing. After this, Hudhud says, إِنِّي وَجَدْتُ امْرَأَةً تَمْلِكُهُمْ وَأُوتِيَتْ مِنْ كُلِّ شَيْءٍ وَلَهَا عَرْشٌ عَظِيمٌ. He said, I found a lady who is a queen over them. تَمْلِكُهُمْ. She's the queen over them. She is their leader. وَأُوتِيَتْ مِنْ كُلِّ شَيْءٍ. And she's been given all types of things. Meaning she has a vast kingdom. She's got gold, she's got silver, she's got palaces, and she's got a great arsh also. مِنْ كُلِّ شَيْءٍ وَلَهَا عَرْشٌ عَظِيمٌ. At that time, that was a sign of the king. Now, of course, they sit in small rooms or they have some type of place. But back in the days, the throne and the arsh, that was the main thing. The seat you sat in, incredible arsh, showed you were a very powerful and great person. So, وَلَهَا عَرْشٌ عَظِيمٌ. She has a very large throne, a very enormous, great throne also, meaning she has, mashallah, a large community behind her, and she's the queen of this kingdom. But unfortunately, they are not like Sulaiman alayhi salam, that Allah Ta'ala has blessed them with the ni'mats of dunya, and then of course that's being accompanied with the ni'mats of the akhirah, where they're making shukr to Allah Ta'ala. No, it's not like that. Unfortunately, he says after that وَجَدْتُهَا وَقَوْمَهَا يَسْجُدُونَ لِلشَّمْسِ مِن دُونِ اللَّهِ وَزَيَّنَ لَهُمُ الشَّيْطَانُ أَعْمَالَهُمْ فَصَدَّهُمْ عَنِ السَّبِيلِ فَهُمْ لَا يَهْتَدُونَ. He says, I found her and her people worshipping, prostrating to the sun. They were sun worshippers. They used to worship the sun, and they thought the sun was the ultimate entity, and it was the creator and the God, na'udhu billah. Min dunillah. They are making sajda to the sun, min dunillah, not to Allah Ta'ala. وَزَيَّنَ لَهُمُ الشَّيْطَانُ أَعْمَالَهُمْ. And it's not like they are guilty doing it. Shaitan has beautified for them their deeds. They feel that they're doing the right thing. They feel that this is the proper thing that they should be doing. فَصَدَّهُمْ عَنِ السَّبِيلِ. So Shaitan, he has prevented them, he has stopped them from the path of Islam, the path of Deen, the path of Haqq. فَهُمْ لَا يَهْتَدُونَ. And therefore they are not guided. So these are people who have great riches, but unfortunately their religion is wrong. Then after this small little bird recognizes who Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is, and he says, أَلَّا يَسْجُدُوا لِلَّهِ الَّذِي يُخْرِجُ الْخَبَأَ فِي السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ وَيَعْلَمُ مَا تُخْفُونَ وَمَا تُعْلِنُونَ. He says, why don't they prostrate to Allah Ta'ala? الَّذِي يُخْرِجُ الْخَبَأَ فِي السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ. Who can take out the hidden things from the skies and the earth. Mufassirin say that this bird, in his recognition of Allah Ta'ala, is showing his nature, because he's a bird who looks for the hidden waters. He's a bird who looks for the small little earthworms in the ground. So he appreciates the fact that all of those khaba actually means something which is hidden. The khaba, all those hidden things that nobody knows about, this bird, because he's always looking for the hidden thing just to find his meal, he's going for the earthworm, it's hidden, he's got to find it. So he appreciates this quality of Allah Ta'ala, that Allah Ta'ala knows all the things which are hidden. Fis samawati, Allah Ta'ala can take out the hidden things from the skies and the earth. And Allah Ta'ala knows that which you hide, tukhfoon, that which you keep quiet and you hide. وَمَا تُعْلِنُونَ. And that which you announce and that which you say out loud, Allah knows it. Anything which is hidden, anything which is open and out loud, Allah Ta'ala knows it. Then he says, Allahu la ilaha illa huwa rabbul arshil azim. Because Hudhud had mentioned that walaha arshil azim, she has a great throne. So, oh Sulaiman, oh my prophet, don't think now that I have been impressed with this. I'm impressed with the arsh of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So Allahu la ilaha illahu, Allah, there is no God except Him, and He is the Lord of the arsh. He is the Lord of the great throne. So here beautifully, the Hudhud has basically cleared up any misconception with Sulaiman alayhi salam. He's given him a khabar and some news in regards to these people, that you can go over there, you can give da'wah to them, they are non-Muslim, we should talk to them. And also, Hudhud has shown his iman and his faith in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and he's an animal. وَإِن مِّن شَيْءٍ إِلَّا يُسَبِّحُ بِحَمْدِ وَلَكِنْ لَا تَفْقَهُونَ تَسْبِيحَهُمْ. All the animals, not only Hudhud, all the animals are such that they are all making some type of tasbih and glorifying Allah ta'ala. The only thing is that mankind cannot recognize that glorification. We don't know, but they're all glorifying Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Their sajda is not the same sajda as us. Their subhanallah is not the same subhanallah as us. Their dhikr is not the same dhikr as ours. Their salat is not the same salat as ours. They're doing it in their own way, but they are doing it. After this, Sulaiman alayhi salam says, okay, that's what happened. Let's see if you are true. This is the authority person, the person who's over his student or something. He should at sometimes have the husn zan, but if there's something wrong, he should make sure that the person is not lying to him. So he says, قَالَ سَنَنْظُرُ أَصَدَقْتَ أَمْ كُنْتَ مِنَ الْكَاذِبِينَ. He says, soon we will see if you have spoken the truth or you are from amongst the liars. We're going to test you, we're going to see. And what he did, he says after this, اذهب بكتابي هذا فألقه إليهم ثم تول عنهم فانظر ماذا يرجعون. He says here, since you saw them and you saw this, let's see if these are real people. اذهب, go, بكتابي, with this letter of mine. فألقه, and فَأَلْقِ إِلَيْهِمْ, give it to them. فَأَلْقِ إِلَيْهِمْ, give it to them. ثُمَّ تَوَلَّ عَنْهُمْ, then turn away from them. فَانظُرْ, and wait, see. مَاذَا يَرْجِعُونَ, what will they return as a answer? What are they going to give as an answer? So here, تَوَلَّ عَنْهُمْ, ulama say it could mean two meanings. It could be, تَوَلَّ عَنْهُمْ means that once you give the letter, tawalla anhum, move away from them, because this was the adab and the respect of giving a letter to a king. You didn't give the letter to the king and after that look over it and say, okay, what are you doing? You going to read it? You don't do like this. Even now you don't do like this. So Sulaiman alayhi salam is saying, listen, when you give it, you're a bird, you don't know the adab sometimes of the kings and stuff. When you give the bird, go fly on the side and wait for them to finish reading, but stay there. So this is respect of the kings, and this is it. Or tawalla anhum could be that you give it to them, and then after that, fly away, hide away in a high place on some corner, and then you spy and watch on them and see what their reaction is. Any of the two meanings can be there. Some mufassirin say فَأَلْقِهِ, doesn't mean that he gave it right to them, but some mufassirin explain and say that he flew into her room at night and dropped it near her bed. When she woke up, she saw it there, and then he left after that and hid and saw what they were doing. Allah knows best. Anyway, we know that the letter came to them, and it seemed to be that Hudhud was getting this khabar and watching them and seeing what they were replying and what they were saying and reacting to this letter. Allah Ta'ala switches right to it. She got the letter and she goes to all of her courtiers and she says, قالت يا أيها الملأ إني ألقي إلي كتاب كريم إنه من سليمان وإنه بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. She says, قالت يا أيها الملأ, O courtiers. Al-Mala means actually the high people, wuzara, governors, people who are making mashwara and they are consulting her. She has her different governors around her. Al-Mala actually means to be filled up, mala'un. In the Arabic language, al-mala means yani jama'atul khasa, a special group of people. Yani the hearts are filled with honor of these people. Even the angels in the Quran are called mala. In Quran also, the people who used to be against the prophets, the rich and affluent people of the nations who used to go against the prophets, وَقَالَ مَلَأٌ مِنَ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا. Those people who were the honorable people used to like them. They have a lot of respect and honor for them. So these are the people who were her courtiers, you call in English, people who were assistants, vice president, governor, whatever it may be. And she said, Inni ulkiya ilayya kitabun kareem. A very honorable letter has been placed before me. Innahu min Sulaiman. Verily, this letter is from Sulaiman. It seems to be that she knew about Sulaiman alayhi salam already. Never met him, never confronted him, but she knows about who this person is. And this is thousands of years ago. So we're not talking about there's airports everywhere and there's boats everywhere. They had their riches and stuff like that and their different things, but other parts of the world were not even explored at that time and things like this. Sulaiman alayhi salam is traveling many, many places and becoming a world-known figure, but the rest of the different nations, it was a very tribal world. Wherever you lived, that's who you knew. And whoever was in the next country, unless you were a business person or something, you didn't know who they were. So she said, she knew Sulaiman, innahu min Sulaiman, wa innahu bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. And very this letter, it is written and it starts with Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. In the name of Allah, the merciful and the benevolent and the kind, the compassionate. So she already had realized that he's writing this letter and he's starting with Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. This also shows us that when we write our letters, we should write Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim also. Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the hadith of Bukhari, كل أمر ذي بال لم يبدأ ببسم الله الرحمن الرحيم فهو أقطع. Nabi sallallahu said, every single important thing, if it's not started with Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, then that work is incomplete. It's not complete. Start on our car, Bismillah ar-Rahman. Go in our house, Bismillah ar-Rahman. Start cooking, Bismillah ar-Rahman. Start eating, Bismillah ar-Rahman. We should try to say as much as we can. And in our letters also, we don't do it, dear, and this, that, and a date on top, and sincerely yours, and all the true, and ma salam, and all these things. We should start off with Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. What else was the message? Allah ta'alu alayya wa'tuni muslimin. He says here, don't try to overpower me. Allah ta'alu alayya. Don't show your pride before me. Don't try and go over me and overpower me. Wa'tuni muslimin. And come to me, either Sulaiman alayhi salam, muslimin could mean here, come to me surrendering. Don't fight with me, come to me surrendering, and we'll talk about what we're going to do with you. Or it could be, come to me in the state of Islam. Accept my religion and become a Muslim, become a muwahhid, one who believes in the oneness of Allah Ta'ala. After this, she then talks to her courtiers and she says, قالت يا أيها الملأ أفتوني في أمري ما كنت قاطعة أمرا حتى تشهدون. She says, قالت يا أيها الملأ, O my courtiers, أفتوني في أمري. Give me some decision. Afta, yufti, ifta, a word we usually use, fatwa, comes from the word fatwa. Mufti comes from the same word. So give me your decision. After, give me a verdict. Fi amri, in my affair here. I don't know what to do. The Sulaiman has sent a letter. He's the great Sulaiman. He's different than us. He has a different religion. We know he's a powerful person. And he's telling us that we have to give up and go to him, or we have to accept Islam, whatever meaning, we got to make some changes. So, give me a verdict in regards to my affair. Ma kuntu qati'atan amran. I am not one who decides any affair without you. Hatta tashhadun. Until you people are witnesses and you are present with me and you are making decisions with me. So she was a very smart leader also, that she didn't make decisions herself. She wasn't erratic. She already had some good qualities. Those courtiers that she had, she would take their counsel and take their mashora, and she was telling them, give me some mashora, give me some verdict, because I've never been such that qati'atan. Qati'atan means to give an answer here. I've never been able to finish, or you can even say finish any affair or make a decision on any affair without you people. When you people are present with me, then I make my decision. What they said? قالوا نحن أولو قوة وأولو بأس شديد والأمر إليك فانظري ماذا تأمرين. They said, قالوا نحن أولو قوة. We are extremely strong people. We've got a big army. We got everything we need. وَأُولُو بَأْسٍ شَدِيدٍ, and we are very severe and strong in warfare. Ba's means war, qatl. We are very strong in warfare. So we have a lot of strength, and we have a good army also. We're good at fighting as well. وَالْأَمْرُ إِلَيْكِ, but the decision is yours. The affair is up to you. وَالْأَمْرُ إِلَيْكِ, the order is up to you. You do what you want. فَانْظُرِي مَاذَا تَأْمُرِينَ, so see what you're thinking and what you want to order us to do. So they were giving they seemed to be on the side that, Ajal, let him come, we'll fight with him. Most of the ulama of Tafseer say, it seemed that the Mullah did not really know the haqiqat and reality of Suleiman, who he was, and his great army. But she knew, and she understood that we had no chance against them. But they were ready to fight. She didn't take their lie, and she said, قالت إن الملوك إذا دخلوا قرية أفسدوها وجعلوا أعزة أهلها أذلة وكذلك يفعلون. She said, إن الملوك, the kings, إذا دخلوا قرية, when they enter into a city. She's looking at the history. She's a very smart lady. She said, listen, let's look at tariq and history. When a large kingdom enters in on another kingdom, what happens? Fitna and fasad, death. And the main thing is us, you, the courtiers and me, will be the worst off. The people, they might keep them for slaves and things like this. But we're the ones who are going to be beheaded because we are the honorable and the leaders. They don't want the leaders around anymore. So that's why she says, إِنَّ الْمُلُوكِ, the kings, إِذَا دَخَلُوا قَرْيَةً, when they go into a city, أَفْسَدُوهَا, they destroy it. وَجَعَلُوا عِزَّةَ أَهْلِهَا, and they make the honorable from amongst the dwellers of that city, أَذِلَّةً, into very debased and very disgraceful people. They disgrace them by chopping the heads off and killing them and doing these type of things. وَكَذَلِكَ يَفْعَلُونَ, and this army of Suleiman will do the same thing. They are so powerful, we've got no chance against them. They're going to come in and ransack the whole place. She thought about something different. She said, وَإِنِّي مُرْسِلَةٌ إِلَيْهِمْ بِهَدِيَّةٍ فَنَاظِرَةٌ بِمَا يَرْجِعُ الْمُرْسَلُونَ. She said, وَإِنِّي مُرْسِلَةٌ, I'm going to send to them hadiyya, a gift. Get all the nice gold, silver, all the different things. Let's send a whole entourage of gifts, and we'll put it before Suleiman. We'll send a group also of our courtiers and a delegation to show him the gifts and to give it as respect to him. Basically to tell him, take these gifts and we're not going to come and either accept your deen, nor are we going to give ourselves up and submit to you. So she said, I'll send to him the gift. فَنَاظِرَةٌ, so I will see after that, بِمَا يَرْجِعُ الْمُرْسَلُونَ, what the caravan, those who have been sent, what answer will they return back with? What will Suleiman alayhi salam say to them? What happens? فَلَمَّا جَاءَ سُلَيْمَانَ قَالَ أَتُمِدُّونَنِ بِمَالٍ فَمَا آتاني الله خير مما آتاكم بل أنتم بهديتكم تفرحون. فَلَمَّا جَاءَ سُلَيْمَانَ, when this caravan and this delegation came with all of these gifts for Suleiman alayhi salam, he said, أَتَمُدُّونَنِي, are you trying to allure me? Are you trying to allure me bimalin, with this money? Madda yamuddu means actually to stretch. Madda yamuddu. So here, are you trying to persuade me, you can say? Are you trying to persuade me? Bimalin, with money? Suleiman alayhi salam, whatever they bought, Suleiman alayhi salam had thousands of times more than that. And Suleiman alayhi salam had the power to get that anyway from them. He could have took it from them anyway. So why are you trying to give me money? And Sulaiman alayhi salam took this very personal. Because basically what she was trying to say, she was giving Sulaiman her own test, seeing that, are you interested in the dunya? Are you interested in what you stand for, your religion? If you take the hadiyah, you're just like anybody else. You just want dunya, and you want the money, and you want the wealth, like other kings do. Send them a gift, that's it, finished, they're happy. Okay, sulah. But are you really standing up for what you want, and that is for us to become Muslim and come to your religion? What is it? That's why he got mad. He says, فَمَا آتَانِي اللَّهُ, whatever Allah Ta'ala has given me, خَيْرٌ, it is better, مِمَّا أَتَاكُمْ, of what Allah Ta'ala gave you. I've been given nubuwwat, I've been given the wisdom, I've been given these beautiful things also. It's all better than what you can give me. بَلْ أَنْتُمْ بِهَدِيَّتِكُمْ تَفْرَحُونَ, but rather, you are the only people happy with your gifts. You are the only one who are really impressed with this, that you are sending hadiyah and stuff. This is nothing for me. I don't care about this. I told you, وَأْتُونِي مُسْلِمِينَ, come to me as Muslim, or come to me surrendering. Then we'll talk and see what we'll do with you. But don't come with your gifts. So Sulaiman alayhi salam did not like that. And he said and warned them, ارجع إليهم فلنأتينهم بجنود لا قبل لهم بها ولنخرجنهم منها أذلة وهم صاغرون. He said, ارجع إليهم, go back to them. Whoever brought these gifts, go back to them. فلنأتينهم, and tell them that we are going to bring to them such an army, لا قبل لهم بها, that these people will have no power to be in opposition to. قبل لا مقابة لهم بها. They will not be able to combat that army and fight against that army. It'll be too big. وَلَنُخْرِجَنَّهُمْ, and we will exile them, minha, from that place they are, أَذِلَّةً, in a state that they are humiliated. وَهُمْ صَاغِرُونَ, and they will be disgraced. So Sulaiman alayhi salam warned them a very, very stern warning in regards to war is on. War is on, and you better be careful. After this, Sulaiman alayhi salam, and Allah Ta'ala skips a little bit of the story, and Sulaiman alayhi salam now addresses his own people. And he says, قَالَ يَا أَيُّهَا الْمَلَأُ أَيُّكُمْ يَأْتِينِي بِعَرْشِهَا قَبْلَ أَنْ يَأْتُونِي مُسْلِمِينَ. Sulaiman alayhi salam, he says, O my courtiers. Sulaiman alayhi salam had many courtiers also, different amirs of his armies and governors and things like this. So he says, O my courtiers, which one of you will be able to bring me her throne? قَبْلَ أَن يَأْتُونِي مُسْلِمِينَ, before they come to me surrendering. So this last statement, قَبْلَ أَن يَأْتُونِي مُسْلِمِينَ, the ulama of Tafseer have said, it seems to be that there's a small segment of the story Allah Ta'ala has left out, and that would be that after they heard that Sulaiman alayhi salam gave that stern warning, they said, "Theek hai, hum aa rahe hai." Okay, we are sorry, we keep our hadiyah, and we are coming to you, we surrender, or we're coming to become Muslim. So that's why he said, before these people become Muslim, and before they come to me surrendering, O my courtiers, which one of you can bring me her arsh to here? Her arsh is there. Who can bring it here? Of course, obviously, Sulaiman alayhi salam has incredible jinnat and things with him. He wants a miracle to happen. So he says, قَالَ عِفْرِيتٌ مِّنَ الْجِنِّ أَنَا آتِيكَ بِهِ قَبْلَ أَن تَقُومَ مِن مَّقَامِكَ وَإِنِّي عَلَيْهِ لَقَوِيٌّ أَمِينٌ. Ifrit means a giant jinn. So a giant from amongst the jinnat, a wildly big demon, strong big jinn. He says, Ana atika, I will bring it to you, bihi, I will bring it to here, or I will get it, qabla an takuma min maqamik, before you even stand from your place. He was sitting down, he said, before you can stand up, it'll be there. I'll bring it that fast. وَإِنِّي عَلَيْهِ لَقَوِيٌّ أَمِينٌ, and verily, upon this job, I am strong, I can do it. I'm also trustworthy. I'm not going to bring a, nakli. I'm not going to start bringing another fake one or something. Exactly that arsh I'm going to bring to you. I got the strength, I can do it also. I'm an ifrit min al-jinn. So now there's a challenge. So he's ready to do it. Before he can even do it,
قال الذي عنده علم من الكتاب أنا آتيك به قبل أن يرتد إليك طرفك فلما رآه مستقرا عنده قال هذا من فضل ربي ليبلوني أأشكر أم أكفر ومن شكر فإنما يشكر لنفسه ومن كفر فإن ربي غني كريم.
قال الذي عنده علم من الكتاب. That person who had by him a knowledge from the book. Now who's this person? Most of the ulama and Ibn Abbas anhu, amongst the Sahabi of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, said the name of this person was Asif bin Barkhiyah. Asif bin Barkhiyah. He was a close friend to Sulaiman alayhi salam, studied under him, one of his courtiers, and studied the Thamud and the Zabur, and he studied the Torah under Sulaiman alayhi salam. So he was a great mufassir and a great scholar of the book, and he had some special knowledge. What was that special knowledge? Most mufassirin say, Ismu A'adham. He knew that name of Allah Ta'ala, that by asking through that name, you can receive anything you make dua for. He had this knowledge with him. So he stood up and he said, أَنَا آتِيكَ بِهِ قَبْلَ أَن يَرْتَدَّ إِلَيْكَ طَرْفُكَ. I will bring it to you before you can even blink. Sulaiman alayhi salam looks at him and is there already. He blinked. He blinked. He just looked at him. What? It was there already. Allahu Akbar. Before you can even blink, I'll bring it to you. He made dua quickly for it and it was done. It was there before him. فَلَمَّا رَآهُ مُسْتَقِرًا عِنْدَهُ. When Sulaiman alayhi salam saw it standing before him, what power, what ability, that now there's a muqabala and there's a fight on who's going to bring this arsh first. So when he saw that standing before him and it was stationed there before him, he said, قَالَ هَذَا مِنْ فَضْلِ رَبِّي. This is from the favor of my Lord. لِيَبْلُوَنِي أَأَشْكُرْ أَمْ أَكْفُرْ. And he has given me this favor to test me on whether I will be grateful or will I be ungrateful. Am I going to use this to kill people and to do wrong things and for the benefit of my own self? Or am I going to use these different things to spread the deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Then after that again, Sulaiman alayhi salam, as it always is amongst the bayan and the ayat of Dawood alayhi salam and Sulaiman, once they see these great favors of Allah ta'ala, they turn towards shukr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَمَنْ شَكَرَ فَإِنَّمَا يَشْكُرُ لِنَفْسِهِ. Whoever is grateful, so that person is only grateful for the benefit of his own self. Allahu ghaniyyun wa antumul fuqara. Allah ta'ala does not need our shukr. When we are grateful, it will be the benefit of our own self. Allah does not benefit from that. He's Hamid. Allah ta'ala, if we praise Him, His quality is that He's praised already. Before anyone, there was any Hamidun, before there was any praisers, Allah was praised already. So, فَإِنَّمَا يَشْكُرُ نَفْسِهِ. Whoever shows gratitude, then that person shows gratitude for the benefit of his own self. وَمَنْ كَفَرَ. And the person who shows ingratitude, or you can even say the person who disbelieves, فَإِنَّ رَبِّي غَنِيٌّ كَرِيمٌ. Verily my Lord, He is ghani, He is the one who is independent. Allah Ta'ala is independent, kareemun, and He is kind. Inshallah, we'll stop there and we will do next week, inshallah, this arsh. Sulaiman alayhi salam has a plan for this arsh, a master plan that when this lady comes and this queen comes, I want to show her our arsh and have a purpose behind it. And another plan he has also, and that is the crystal palace which he makes for her and the crystal floor. And that, inshallah, he has a special hikmat and a purpose for it. We'll talk about that and talk about the acceptance of Islam by the Queen of Saba, or some of us call her Bilqis, but in Quran, nor in the traditions of Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, she has never been addressed that name. That comes from the Jewish and the Israeli riwayat. But some of us they do it and they say, okay, Israeli riwayat, they say you can call her Bilqis, and some of us say no, she has been known as the Lady of Saba, so the Queen of Saba, so we'll call her that. Allah knows best. Wa akhir da'wan alhamdulillah.